Good morning, NERDVENGERS, BrokeVengers, visitors to the tower. We'll be starting in just a moment. I'm on my way. Do us a favor, smash the like button. Smash it! See you soon. To the tower, be there very soon. Lot to get into today. Okay, look, I haven't spoke much about the finale for Falcon. In fact, talk about Captain America 4, we have to dive a little bit more into my thoughts about this series and the finale. So we're going to get into all of that. We're also going to talk about Captain America 4, the rumors, but then also how Marvel wants you to know that Chris Evans is not the star of Captain America 4, and that the other rumors about him coming back to the MCU that they definitely don't think are actually real are not for him in Captain America 4. So don't worry about Chris. So they're doing Captain America 4 in the day that they have the lowest rated episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier that they've ever done. And then, but they want you to know it's not Chris Evans. And the Chris Evans rumor, all the rumors and everything with Chris Evans, don't worry about it. What? So we're going to get into all that and make sense of it. Now look, I'm sure you have some feelings. Calm down. Calm down. It's going to be fine. I'll see you in a second. Okay, slight mishap there, but we're in it, and here we are. Let me try to I want to get the chat up too. I love seeing you guys on screen. I can't see the chat right now. So give me just a second. We'll get into all of that. You know, while we're doing that, while we're getting going on this, why don't you guys do me a favor and let me know. We sort of talked about this on Friday, but now there's many more of you that have seen the finale, I am sure. How do you rate the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 6? How was it for you? Let me know in the comment section. What'd you think of it? On a scale from 1 to 10, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Where are you at with it? Let me know, and then hopefully I can get this fixed here so we can see all of your beautiful answers. Come on, man. Is it gonna work? Hey! Beautiful! Beautiful. Definitely have to fix the lighting a little bit, though. That is too bright. We were changing things around in the studio over the weekend, everybody. So I apologize. I hope I sound okay, too. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, so pretty high marks. 7, 6. Well, there's some low ones in there, but, you know, a lot of high. Turn up the mic. Turn up the mic. Right on. Right on. Let us. Oh wow, yeah. There's some low things. So let me explain to you why this is weird. Okay. Let me just take you through all. What? Your gains are all off. You should have your mic off. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Is the mic working or not? You guys got to let me know. Everything's a little off today. I shouldn't have opened myself up to such critique. Now everyone's gonna be saying stuff and I'll never know if it's real. I made that classic streamer mistake. No! Anyway, music is loud. All right, we'll turn that down a little. Okay, so let's get into this. And honestly, I need to change this lighting too. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. A little better. Wow. Still really blown out. Anyway, we'll fix that for tomorrow. Looking a little pasty. Yeah, I'm super blown out. Super blown out. That light is harsh. Anyway. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is what I thought was odd about this, guys. Frankly, this is what I want to get into. You've got the finale, which, you know, I saw you guys have some pretty mixed takes on the finale. I would tell you my rating on the finale is low. I thought it was a pretty weak finale. I thought it was a weak episode, but it was actually like the reason I really disliked it is because it was the finale and there was so much expectation going into it and I was just expecting to be blown away, etc., etc. Now my experience with this was pretty interesting because you know, I had been a little critical of the show, and going through this show, being critical of it with this audience here, with these beautiful people that populate the NERDVENGERS Tower every day, you know, it was interesting. There was a lot of people that didn't agree with me, and there were people that were, you know, frustrated or upset because of the takes that I have. I totally get it. It's part of the game. You know what I mean? But I was sort of hyper aware of that going into the finale. And I do the watch parties. I don't do public watch parties. I don't like it. I do watch parties for the NERDVENGERS members in the tower. Behind closed doors. You know, sealed it up. And part of the reason is because I can't really hide my emotions really well. And as we were watching that episode, like, I was like, And so there were a lot of things that I didn't like about the episode. The reaction video that I did afterwards, it got ratioed pretty bad, you know. People were upset. I get it. I looked out at Twitter right after the episode, and everybody seemed to love the episode and think it was amazing. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow. Guess I'm going to have to be that guy then, because this shit ain't amazing. So I did my reaction video, too. I thought it was pretty fair. And to my surprise, to my absolute shock, the mainstream media agreed with me. And the following day, the reviews for the episode started to trickle in, and this last episode got shit on pretty hard. You know what I mean? Which I was surprised by. I was like, wow, that's surprising. I thought everything Marvel just auto passed, auto grade A, auto awesome. You know what I mean? And it's also bold and, like, it shouldn't be bold. It shouldn't be this way. But it is bold to criticize the quality of a product when that product represents something to so many different people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I truly believe you can actually separate the two, and you could critique, you know, the things that are being supported by the content, the ideas, the ideals, you know, what have you, separate to the quality of the product. The quality wasn't great. The ideas and things being explored were awesome. And actually explored well with nuance and care. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it's a good Marvel project. Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, and I'm just trying to take you through my process with this because I think it'll take you to kind of understand why I'm so weirded out by the Captain America 4 announcement, okay? So that day, I was just kind of watching Twitter. I was just kind of watching people react to it, watching how fans and critics were discussing the show. And then they announced Captain America 4. And I was like, what? Okay, let me explain why this is weird. But there's a number of reasons why this is weird. Number one, Friday. Fridays are not when you make big announcements. Fridays are where the crap news goes because in the weekend, most of that stuff dies. You know what I mean? Fridays where you slip in your bogus stories. Traditionally. Now, I understand things are changing. Perhaps this was not what I think it is. But I have to admit, it felt pretty weird. It also felt weird that in the wake of their season finale being hit pretty hard by critics, that they would just announce and greenlight a film. And not only announce and greenlight a film, but then it was further stated by, I believe, the exact same trade that broke the exclusive, meaning there's likely some studio coercion going on there, allegedly. You know, in my opinion, whatever fucking legal things I have to say to not get sued by Disney, look, we know what it is. So that same, I believe, and we'll double check this. We're gonna go into the theater. I'm not making shit up. We're gonna go check it out ourselves. You know what I mean? We'll go through the whole thing. We'll visit every little website, tweet, whatever. That publication wanted you to know it wasn't Chris Evans for Captain America 4. And that was also weird. Because why would people expect it to be Chris Evans? in the wake of the Falcon Winter Soldier. It doesn't make any sense. So they wanted you to know that the rumored return of Chris Evans, that definitely ain't real. Yeah, that thing, that definitely ain't real. It's separate than this thing. It's not the same thing. Chris Evans is not coming back for Captain America 4. No, we know that. Duh. You know? Just like the weirdest combination of things, right? Like, it just feels so weird. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when Wonder Woman 1984 came out and was getting shit on. And then Warner Brothers was like, by the way, everybody's coming back. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. Everybody's coming back. We're doing it again. And it felt like, in the Wonder Woman example, that was a studio move to try to turn the news cycle away from Wonder Woman 1984 is not that great to Wonder Woman 3 confirmed with Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins returning. And it feels like the Captain America 4 news is a little bit of that too. It's a little bit like, oh, you guys didn't love that episode that we hacked together? Oh, well, Captain America 4 is happening. So shut your mouth and get ready for that Disney peas that you know you love. Shut your mouth, open that mouth, and take this MCU news. You know? And maybe for me, I just wasn't feeling peas because I didn't talk about that shit all weekend. I was like, okay, cool. And frankly, here's the thing that's interesting about it. I actually am pumped about the announcement because I like Malcolm Spellman. I like a lot of elements of the show. And frankly, I personally believe, though we don't have all the evidence, I personally believe that Malcolm was forced to make a shell of the show he originally wanted to make. I get the feeling that a lot of the cool stuff that was going to be happening in the show was ripped away. And the quality of the show suffered because they were forced to just put it back together, missing some of its most important pieces. I'm speaking, of course, to the idea and the theory and rumor and more or less reality that Marvel Studios cut out a plot, a subplot from this show. God, I can't stand looking at myself. Look at how pale I look because of this light. We're going to have to fix that in a second. I don't think I can do this much more. It's crazy. Anyway, that is so distracting. I think I might have to fix this. Give me just a second. I'm so sorry. This is why this is not mainstream news. Because I'm just an ADD nerd trying to stream to his friends. And I gotta try to fix this. I gotta take that light down a little, actually, but for now, we'll do that. Okay, anyway. I am pale. I am a pale, pasty boy, but not that pale and pasty, I'll tell you. Okay, anyway. I feel, and by the way, did you guys know what the LLC that ran the production of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was called? Does anybody know? Anybody know what it was called? Anybody? Bueller? Show you. Hang on. Had a very interesting name. Pandemic Productions. LLC. The shooting name was called Tag Team. Pandemic Productions. You want to see it? Check this out. This was set on September 19th of 2019, Georgia Department of National Resources. This is a letter of request by Pandemic Productions, LLC, for the limited television series Tag Team near the state's shore jurisdiction. Blah, 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 blah. Pandemic Productions, LLC, and Marvel Studios are filming a new limited series Tag Team in Savannah. Blah, 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 blah. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So, I guess what I'm saying to you is this. I'm actually pumped that Malcolm's going to get the chance to actually tell a fully fledged story. I like Sam as Captain America. I like it. I like it a lot. However, I cannot ignore all the other bullcrappery that is going on. So, Marvel's trying to act like they shot the show that they wanted to shoot. They're trying to act like everything's all right, and they want you to just accept that this was a good show. And I mean, hey, it is what it is. Maybe that's more of a Disney thing. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a little bit more of the pressure from up top. I don't know. But as a fan, it feels weird, man. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I need more honesty. I need more transparency. Why do we have to rely on leakers, scoopers, and insiders to tell the fucking truth about what happened to the show? Now, let's talk about a little bit more of what happened in this show, okay? Apparently, according to Daniel Richtman, Chris Evans had a cameo in the show. Florence Pugh had a cameo in the show. Both of those cameos were cut. Now, the Florence Pugh totally makes sense, dude. This show was designed to come out after Black Widow. I am certain that there were more Black Widow elements that were going to go into the show, including probably Val, the Countess. A lot of that stuff was probably going to be more present in the show, you know? So, the Valerie stuff I understand. The Chris Evans thing, though. I have two theories. About what this could be. Let's start with the more charitable theory. My theory on this right now is that this cameo was shot before Chris was signed to come back for his new deal. You know, the one that they want to make sure you know is not Captain America 4 but isn't real? Yeah, that deal, which we talked about. I think what happened was he probably filmed, and I talked about this a little bit in one of the NERDVENGERS streams over the weekend. I personally feel like it's probably more the case that Chris shot a scene with Old Man Cap coming back, maybe even doing the blood transfusion thing with Eli. And if he did that, then he might have died. So Chris might have actually come back and filmed a death scene for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay? Again, this is the most charitable one I can do. This is the most charitable version of what happened. I don't know what happened. We're speculating here. Okay? I live in a third-floor basement. I have zero sources. I have a below-average IQ. I blew all of my money on Doge. Now the tower is being sold to Norman Osborn. Okay? Listen, but don't listen. Okay? So maybe Chris came back, filmed a death scene, a finale scene, a scene that was going to be very meaningful, that would set up Eli, that would tie a lot of things together. It was dope. And then Feige, after the pandy, was like, hey, Chris, how's the pandy been for you? He's like, oh, man, it's been real fucking rough. And Feige's like, dude, you're telling me we had an LLC literally with that word in it. We had to remake Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're cutting your ass out of it. And Chris is like, what? What? And then Feige's like, have you ever read Secret Empire? Have you ever read Weapon Plus? Why don't you read them and get back to me? And then, boom, all of a sudden, we're talking about Hydra Cap coming back. All of a sudden, we're talking about young Wolverine in a Weapon Plus show, maybe with the new Logan or something cool like that, okay? And then all of a sudden, the scene they shot originally with Chris Evans for Falcon and the Winter Soldier doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't work anymore. That's the most charitable version. I hope that's what it is. By the way, even if that did happen, stupid. Put him in the show anyways. Stupid. Figure it out. Put him in the show. The other thing that could have happened, that if this happened, oh man, nah fam, was that they decided Chris being in the show would overshadow Sam's arc, And therefore, they removed it from the show to try to give Sam a better arc. And if that happened, I'm fucking furious. Because that's the same bullshit they did with Luke Skywalker and Rey. Here's what I'll say to you, writers. Is it incredibly difficult to put an iconic character like that in the story of a different character without completely overshadowing them? 100% yes, I agree with you. But you're the writers of the most important pop culture things that are happening right now. Figure it out. Figure it out. All the greatest comic book writers before you have figured similar shit out. Don't tell me you can't figure it out. And don't take the easy way out and try to just say, fuck all those fanboys that want to see it. It doesn't work in my mind. Bitch, you're hardly the audience. You're hardly the audience. Write it for the audience. Figure it out. I believe that Old Man Steve should have absolutely been in this show. I think it makes zero sense that Old Man Steve was not in this show. In fact, the show's so weird about even talking about Old Man Steve. Is he dead? Did he die off camera? What's happening with Steve? I'm more concerned with Steve now than I have ever been. What's happening with Old Man Steve? Where's he at? Is he on the moon? What the fuck is going on? So that's the worst case scenario, right? We did the most charitable version. We did the worst case scenario. Who knows? Who even knows if it's real? I'm sure many of you are like, that shit ain't real, dog. And that's fine. That's fine. The Chris thing, man, here's the thing. It's not just what I'm hearing from so-and-so. It's not just what's being posted on what-you-call-it. People told me. Reliable people. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. Now let's move on to the very last part. The very last part of my spiel, of my rant, and then we will get into the Q&A. Captain America 4. Oh man, this film better slap. I feel like Captain America 4 could be an apology for what happened with this show. Like a low-key apology. And frankly, Sam deserved better. In my opinion. I know many of you are like, get super triggered by that. You're like, oh, what are you talking about? Nah, man, I think he deserved better. For real. I think he deserved better. And I want to see better. You know what I mean? I want to see better. So I think we could get the opportunity to do that. I do think it's a little absurd, though, to out the gate try to kill any, like, Chris is coming back stuff. Like, you know, Chris is going to be in Cap 4 kind of stuff. Especially because if they are actually going to do him as Hydra Cap in Doctor Strange 2, then the whole reason you do that is because it's epic as fuck when him and Sam come face to face, and Sam has all this attachment and love and admiration for this man, or who he thinks this man is, right? And this man's like, fuck you, Sam. You know what I mean? He's a Nazi, basically. That is exactly the thing. So it does feel a little crazy and absurd to say right out the gate that Chris will not be returning for Captain America 4. Frankly, the whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. I have no idea why that story broke on Friday. I have no idea why the other story came out to clarify. It feels like they might be panicking over there. You know what I mean? In a little bit, it feels like there was some panic going on. It's either panic or just not good decision making. You know what I mean? For me, it doesn't feel right. That Captain America 4 announcement would have slapped hard on Monday. Would have rocked on Monday. Boom. By the way, we're so glad everybody enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier this weekend. Guess what? Captain America 4's coming. You know what I mean? You dropped it before people had even seen the episode. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. So, that's all my opinion. If you don't like it, you're ridiculous and wrong. Everybody's welcome to their opinions, but you must recognize mine is right. That's the rules around here. So, welcome to the tower. Now, let's get into Q&A. Let's see what you guys had to say. I'm sure there's been some interesting comments, some interesting super chats. So, allow me to pull those up. Oh, by the way, let's pause for just a moment before we do Q&A. Let's pause for just a moment. I would request all of you, especially if you have some nerd coins stored up, to go to the website denofnerdslive.com. Pull up denofnerdslive.com. Pull it up. Check it out. On there you'll find a vault that lists your current nerd coin numbers. You'll find, hopefully, the live stream. Is the live stream playing on there, by the way? If not, I have to figure that out. And if you go to the tab, you know what? Let's do it together. You want to do it together? Let's do it together. Give me just a second. denofnerdslive.com. Are we live? Are we live on the thing? Is this going to be super weird when I watch myself? Oh, it doesn't have us live. Okay, so we'll fix that because we should be streaming on the website. Let me pull this up for you, though. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, it is live. It just took a second to populate. Are we about to do a liveception? Let's do a liveception real quick. Just real quick. I want to see what liveception looks like. Just real quick. I want to see what liveception looks like. Oh my gosh. Okay, enough. I've had enough of the liveception. Okay, now look. I want to show you this. Oh, wow. No. Oh, no, it's too much. Oh, this is too crazy. Okay, go to the navigation and click on the Nerd Coin Shop. Go ahead. Give it a click. Wait, why are these on the side? What the fuck? All right, well, we'll have to adjust this. I don't know what's going on here. These are definitely not supposed to be on their side. But if you have some Nerd Coin accrued, we have some cool items in the shop that you can buy, literally with your Nerd Coin. If you have 120,000 Nerd Coin, you could buy this Thor's Marvel Legends Mjolnir. You could buy this Black Widow RGB Razer keyboard. Grogu and the Funko Pop here for 50,000 Nerd Coin. We have the Shenron big old pop for 50,000. The Xavier Professor X combo pack for 25, and then a X-Men Deadpool in there for 15. We're going to be adding a lot more items, digital items as well as physical items, to the store. And you'll be able to access all of that as well as the number of Nerdcoin that you have on denofnerdslive.com. We're going to be doing some updates and stuff to that website as well. So get over there. It looks like Mr. Anderson may have purchased something, because I know he had like 120 or something like that. What'd you get? 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 Anyway, let's get into Q&A. Oh, and I should mention, too, I'm so bad at this, but we are brought to you today by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN gives you NERDVENGERS level security at a much lower cost than all of those other bogus VPN companies out there. If you use code NERDS at checkout, you'll get 83% off and 3 months free of Surfshark VPN. If you don't have a VPN, you're literally like one of those people, man. You're one of those people. Like, what is you doing? Get a VPN. Actually, get Surfshark and use code NERDS at checkout for 83% off and 3 months free. Okay, let's get into Q&A. See if I can pull this up. Okay, wait. How do I pull this up again? Monetization. Super chats. All right, we're going to start getting through the super chats, ladies and gentle beings. First of the day, Tom, with a very generous $10 holla, says, theory, Sharon is Mystique. We know Sharon blipped due to the image in Endgame. We find her in Madripoor. She's flirtatious and flipping between good and bad. Further on her gains. Take my money! And bad to future her own gains. Okay, yeah. Take my money. Interesting, Tom. I don't feel as though that's on the table. I think a scroll is more likely, but they're both very similar. Very cool, and I appreciate the support. Stormy with a $10 holla says, so Chloe Zhao won Best Picture at the Oscars. Eternals will be amazing. Also, give me some more nerd coin. I'll need enough to get Stormbreaker through the website. Hashtag grant Stormy a Stormbreaker. Hey, man, we're definitely going to have a Stormbreaker on there eventually. So, you know what to do. You know what to do. Eric Gaines says, I thought it was an 8. Bucky ending could have been better. The Flag Smasher, the Power Broker, should have had a connection to Walker with Val. Yeah. Hey, look. You know what's funny? I actually thought Mortal Kombat was a 7 out of 10 as well, but I wasn't as harsh on Mortal Kombat because I didn't have expectations like I had with Falcon the Winter Soldier. With Falcon the Winter Soldier, it's a 7 out of 10, but I had very high expectations. You know what I mean? So, just a little bit different for me. But, hey, if you loved it, that is awesome. I'm glad people loved it. Wonderbread said, told you Usman would win. Hope you went even, brother. Yes, so I did go even. I hedged a bet on Usman actually knocking him out, which is crazy. But I put more money on Jorge to win, but I had a smaller amount that would pay back all the money on that prop bet. So I ended up closing out even. But who wants a push? Nobody wants a push. Everybody wants a win. Music Guy says, any chance DC beats Marvel in 2021? Suicide Squad looks dope, and Snyder Cut was great. From what we've gotten from Marvel, ain't it? Okay, so currently DC is way in the lead. However, if you just look at what's coming, and we haven't even really talked about all the crazy Spider-Man 3 leaks that we now know are real. I mean, Shang-Chi, dude, no. Marvel's going to absolutely demolish the back half of this year. We're still kind of in the lull period. I mean, frankly, this show was not ready. You know what I mean? But fans needed something. So, look, I'm trying to be as charitable as I can about this. You know what I mean? I really am. But it wasn't good to me. Rogue Soul says Bucky's whole arc was that he wasn't the Winter Soldier anymore. The final screen says Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Buck deserved a title change, too. I think that's fair. I think that is fair. Interesting take. Nathan Tattoos with a very generous $25 holler says, I feel like Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale was all fan service to normies. A little disappointing and far too predictable. Not saying it was bad, but just a bit on the nose. Take my money, NERDVENGERS for life. Thank you, Nathan Tattoos. Yeah, man, it definitely wasn't bad, but I think it was MCU bad. You know what I mean? Like, for the MCU, that's bad. Which is a shame, you know, and, man, I think really the more I'm trying not to think about the show too much, because I feel like the more, especially where I'm at right now, the more I think about it, the more upset I'm going to be. I will say this. I don't think either one of the Marvel shows, for me personally, has any rewatchability. Why would I? Why would I spend that amount of time to get that amount of entertainment when there's so many other things out there to do? You know what I mean? I would prefer the shows not to feel like a checklist and to be really awesome and engaging. And I just think right now that's not what's going on. Prince Zodiac says, Disney Plus equal origin stories, exposition not needed for films. Again, I understand that concept. I think that's pretty charitable, but I do understand that feeling. And I think what you're really saying is, like, I liked the shows, and I think they are okay being what they are, which is fair. Maybe my expectations were wrong, and I need to recalibrate it. But also, like, bro, this is Marvel Studios, bro. You know what I mean? Do you remember the Endgame hype? Do you remember the worldwide phenomenon that was, like, getting anticipated and excited for Endgame? I mean, what a lull compared to that, right? Will Bone with the $10 holler says, the most disappointing thing in the finale was the post-credit scene. Dude, the post-credit scene was so horrible. It was not even the scene itself. The scene is whatever. It's the fact that they did that scene as a post-credit scene. What a joke. Don't do a post-credit scene. Don't do it. Don't do that. Oh, goodness, I hated that scene. Most disappointing thing was the finale. If only Carter face turned scroll just a bit, it would have cost that much in effect and would have least hyped the nerds. Yeah, take my money. Agreed, Will. What? Yeah, agreed. Candace says, Josh had a blast nerd-venging with you for WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Enjoy your takes. I'm a normie/swarmy, and your sweaty views help me look more critically. Oh, that's very nice, Candace. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. I try to be fair, but gotta call a spade a spade. T-Love says, I am asking once again for your support. I'll have to catch the stream on the back end. Much love and stay true out here in these streets. P.S. Take my money. Thank you, brother. Liam O'Toole says, write it for the audience. Preach, bro. Like, why wouldn't Steve be interested in where his shield is at? It's what Mando got right with Luke. 100%, dude. It just doesn't make sense. Write it for the audience. Kalista says, haven't watched the final episode yet, but it felt as though they were trying to top the Russo brothers with this show. I think the brothers should have come back to direct the show and future Captain America movies. I think that's fair. The Russos probably need a little break. I think they will come back to handle Secret Wars. I absolutely believe that. Maybe they'll even do some of that Wolverine stuff. There's been rumors over there. However, yeah, I just think that it's, look, these people are all talented, Kalista. I just think that what happened behind the scenes was way crazier than they told us, which sucks because if they had just indicated how hard it was or how different the shows had to be now, I do feel like expectations would have been adjusted. I feel like fans would have been more fair. You know what I mean? Like Disney's style is like, nope, nothing to see here. And I just don't know if that works in the new media age. You know what I mean? Sheep the Wise says, Steve bought some nerd coin. He gone. Can't wait to see him on the moon. Hope everyone's having a good day. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier was but I'm hyped for Cap 4. Me too, man. I'm super hyped for Cap 4. Enrique Robos says, Mortal Kombat. Boom, 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 boom. I'd probably get sued for even singing it like that, so we'll stop there. We'll stop there. See what else you guys are saying there. Nathan Tattoo says, missed my $25 super chat. I don't think I did. I definitely went over it. Feel like Falcon and the Winter Soldier was all fan storms for normies. A little disappointed with prediction. Not saying it was bad. It's just a little on the nose. Yeah, no, we went over that, brother. Remember, we do these later. We go over these later, my friend. And perhaps, but I do appreciate you saying it because, frankly, it's been so unreliable. YouTube has been so unreliable. Was there another 25 you sent that I missed, maybe? Let me just make sure. But I think we got you. AJ Flores says, is it safe to say we got Ralph Boner all over again? No, AJ, it is not safe to say that. And I will give the show a lot of credit for not bonering us. They didn't boner us. They did not boner us. Jack Schaefer and all the people at WandaVision should be ashamed of themselves for the boner. Ashamed of themselves. That was horrible. And no, Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't do that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier just had honestly a totally gutted show that they put back together and with duct tape and tried to act like it was the plot. The Flag Smashers are a joke, dude. They are a joke in this show. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Galen Boner Merrick Tex Venture says, Steve on the mood implies he's all in on Doge. Give me nerd coin. Take my money. Dude, that's pretty hilarious, actually. Yeah. I wonder if Steve did go back in time with Peggy and just buy some Bitcoin when it first came out or some shit. Or you know what I mean? Like, or invested in Google and did all that kind of stuff. That's funny. I'm sure he did. Matthew K says, safe to say we're expecting a little too much with Red Hulk Power Broker. Well, that's fair, yeah. However, I did notice the music throughout Falcon and the Soldier was pretty epic. Yeah, music was great. Lots of love in the show. But just didn't quite get there for me personally. Lawrence says, I'm holding out hope that Zeus is a misdirect and Russell Crowe is playing old Thor from the future because that would rock. Trust in Taika. Hey, that would rock. That would be fantastic. But would it, Chris has range though. What if Hemsworth did it? Couldn't Hemsworth play multiple roles? And you have Zeus? I don't know. For me, I just think the Zeus thing's cool, but I totally get what you're saying. I trust in Taika too. I'm excited for this. Elisa with a very generous $10 holla says, don't mind me. Just here for the coin. LOL. How much do I need before I can take over the tower? Yeah, you would ask that, wouldn't you? Gotta watch it, man. Gotta watch those scrolls. Little power broker action with Elisa. Nathan Tattoo says with a $3 holla, haha, sorry you got that one, bro. My bad. Hey, dude, you didn't have to super chat again. You're good, brother. I'm on a separate screen right now because YouTube sucks. So I'm on a separate screen trying to look at all the super chats. So I can't see the chat right now. But we love you, man. Mike Porter says, old man Steve is on the moon, sitting on a park bench with Forrest Gump in astronaut suits. Duh. Everybody knows that. Jeez. Well, I know it now, Mike. Thanks to you. Carl says, for the very generous $25 holler, says, Josh, I feel bad for you, bro. I know you were hyped for Winter Soldier, so I hope things turn around and you can look back at it and see character building. You being upset sucks. I agree. I don't feel like they are must rewatches either. Yeah, look, it is what it is. look, there's a weird thing there where it's like, I gotta just be me, man. I can't think too much about how you guys feel about how I feel. As much as I want to respect the audience, as much as I want to, respect the brand and create this thing, I cannot be thinking about how you guys are feeling about how I am feeling. Like, that cannot be in my mind. I have to address the content and make the content and do the research in the way that is best. Does it suck that you guys are upset or you don't like it when I'm upset? For sure. I feel that. I feel that as a pressure, but it cannot enter my mind when I make the content. There's a separation there. You know what I mean? I think the best way I can explain it is I can answer questions like this with a lot of empathy, understanding, and nuance. But when it comes to like actually talking about the show, I got to tell you how I feel, bruh. You know what I mean? I got to tell you how I feel. So I appreciate you, Carl. And at the end of the day, Marvel's stuff is going to get much better. I think we all understand what was holding a lot of these shows back. Loki still looks amazing. You know what I mean? Bad Batch is right around the corner. In the back half of the year, leaning towards Norman Osborn. Spider-Man 3. Can't wait. Can't wait. Jennifer Cook with a $10 holla says, Marvel has a learning curve to account for with WandaVision and Falcon the Winter Soldier. Hopefully Loki is better, but they need to improve going forward or it's going to hurt. Agreed 100%, Jennifer Cook. And I think they will. I'm very hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. Ryan Shelton with a $5 holla says, if the virus is a continued excuse for the editing, how will Loki be different in terms of expectations? I hope for some insane content, but we'll see. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, I believe that there were multiple things that were very unique to these things. Okay, Doctor Strange and Benedict Cumberbatch, it was unique because at the time, the UK was like, it was a disaster. Like, you couldn't have predicted that it was so bad again after being better in the UK at a moment when they needed him to be there to shoot. You couldn't have predicted that. Now, I still think it's horseshit. Put a green screen up in his fucking room. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. For me, I would have made it work. But I can understand and I can empathize with the fact that a lot of these things were ripped away from them as options and things were uncertain. I actually think the Sony Marvel deal was also hanging in the balance, and they were waiting for some of these things, right? So there could be an element like that. When it comes to friggin' tag team, which the LLC was literally called Pandemic in 2019. You understand? I showed you the document. That's a totally different situation. That is like unbelievably bad that they had to like redo that and cut it apart. You know what I mean? So it's totally separate. We don't know if any of that was going on with Loki. I would assume Loki had to, at very least, had to deal with a lot of the bullcrappery that happened with just going back to shoot in a social distance, safe environment. But who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, at the very least, they probably won't have to rip out the main villain motivation and a huge part of their plot for Loki. So I'm very hopeful. John Henry says, would have loved to see D'Onofrio's Kingpin as power broker to reintroduce him to the MCU. I think that would have been cool, but I think, dude, Kingpin's just Kingpin, man. You know what I mean? Like, Kingpin's cool enough to just, like, Kingpin's Kingpin. Like, that's just going to be cool. Like, whenever, however, I mean, we don't really have to worry about that. Kingpin just being at a big desk with, there's going to be a lot of dopeness around that. So I don't know if we're going to have to worry about that too much. Eli says, even though the show had some disappointing elements, best part was catching the watch parties with my NERDVENGERS. P.S. Take my first super chat money. Well, Eli, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself at the watch parties. Just hanging out, having fun on the Discord, having fun behind the scenes. It's just good stuff. Good stuff is going on with the community, and I'm glad that you're a part of it. I'm glad you're taking a lot of value from it as well, for sure, man. And hey, first super chat, I love to see that because that means like literally what that means to me, and I get it too, right? For however long you've been watching YouTube, the idea of sending money to a content creator was like crazy, or it was off your table. What that means is you have found so much value in this channel, in this brand, in this community, that you are literally doing something you've never done before. I mean, that's amazing, man. That's incredible. That really makes me feel good. It means like we're doing some stuff right. Apar says, you got to pick a show to rewatch from the beginning to end. WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, hands down. Everybody have a great day. Take my nerd. Wait. Money. No, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, hands down, man. Hands down. I can't get bonered again. I can't. I'm so mad about the boner. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I would definitely rewatch that before I would rewatch. I might skip a couple episodes in Falcon and Winter Soldier, frankly, but I would definitely rewatch that before WandaVision. Machine Gun Carter says, Old Man Steve better be on the moon. Show made me want to read U.S. Agent. Need more Sebastian Stan Winter Soldier. Helicopter was a toy on a string. Yeah. For sure. For Cuscala Lopez with a very generous 200 of something 200 of a currency. Appreciate the love. For Cuscala says, I was loving the show until the final episode. I feel it built up to barely nothing. Made me not care about these shows anymore. No more hype. Just hope Loki isn't as irrelevant as the first two. Much love to all. Brother, I can't blame you for feeling that way, man. I said it before the show. I said the 6th episode has to slap. It has to slap hard. And it just didn't do it, man. It just didn't do it. It was weak sauce in my opinion. Super weak sauce. So I can't blame you for feeling that way. You know what I mean? Again, I'm trying to be charitable here. I understand all the things that happen behind the scenes. I'm trying to be reasonable. But I can't say it was a good show. I mean, it was a good show. I just can't say it was a great show. Slomo says, in my opinion, Disney needed these shows out on Disney Plus to promote original content to help in the streaming wars during the pandy, and the shows suffered. I 1,000% agree with you, Slomo. And I wonder, personally, how much of that came from Disney and how much of that came from Feige. I'm really curious. Logan Mo with the $5 holla says, Josh, your take is 100% Cap/Tony/Black Panther/Thor gonna be hard to replace. I keep telling you. Oh yeah, they better shape up, cause I need a man. Nathan Tattoo says for $5, don't you dare tell me not to. Haha, take my money. Whoa. Sorry, Nathan. Apologies. I'll never do it again. Obi-Wan the homie says, so hyped for Invincible this week, Papa Josh, saving MCU hype for later this year because we are going to the moon. I agree. Knight and a dragon. Spider-Man and the madness is still coming. Take my money to Saturn and beyond. No, I agree with you. It's going to be a totally different tone halfway through the year. We're still in that pandy lull, you know? We're still in that pandy lull. And the content just ain't slapping. I will say, though, and I made a tweet that's kind of going viral for us. It's kind of dope. But I made a tweet basically saying that I 100% feel that I was too harsh on Mando, and looking at what Mando 2 was able to do, considering the timing and considering these other shows, holy shit. The Mandalorian deserves more awards. Make new awards. There should be the Pandy Awards or something. Like, dude, that show, what that show did, especially when you juxtapose it against these two Marvel shows, holy shit, that whole crew, that whole team, everybody that was involved with The Mandalorian, everybody, the grips, the PAs, everybody, you all deserve a fucking raise. You killed it. You guys crushed it. It's unbelievable what you did. So my hat's off to you. Crazed Panda says, one thing both shows nailed is the new suits. That's true. That is true. You can't deny that. The costumes are dope. Marvel's always done really well with the costumes, in my opinion, and they're dope, bro. So I agree with you there, Crazed Panda. For Cuscala Lopez says, I understand that this was gutted. Maybe WandaVision was too. But it's like you say, they're the writers. What they wrote in place of what it intended was, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just so butthurt. Brother, don't be sorry. Let it out, man. Let it out. And I think other fans should not take offense to fans that are this passionate and upset about things. It's not a personal thing. For Cusco is not trying to take away other people's enjoyment. He's trying to express the feelings of loss that he has as a fan. And Marvel, by the way, if they're a good company, and they are, they should want their fans to not feel like for Cuscala Lopez. They should not want their fans to be sitting in the butthurt. They don't, or shouldn't, want any more boners. in my opinion. James Yu with the $5 holla says, in the credits after Brawl, there seems to be a gap where another name could have been. Take my money. Oh, yeah, Chris Evans, wiped off. Stormy821 says, Invincible, much better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision, dude, for sure. And hopes for Loki. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Hopes for Loki, indeed. But yeah, Invincible is like the best show on television right now. It's crazy good. And yeah, we're going to do a watch party for it this Wednesday. I don't want to commit to a time yet, or this Thursday. Whenever it is. When does it come out? We'll talk about it. Is there any more supers, or can I just talk to the chat now? Let's see what's going on in the chat. See what's going on in the chat. See what's going on in the chat. Okay, cool. Got it. We're playing. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Okay. Looks like there's some other supers. Okay, hang on. What is going on here? Okay. Okay, we got some more supers. Let me tear through these here. Chi-Town's Finest says, for the $10 holla, says, I have a feeling Loki will be an amazing show. It's been my most anticipated show since they announced it. Are you expecting it to be a letdown, since so far the Marvel Disney Plus shows have been underwhelming? No. It's funny. This question keeps coming up. It's like your first two kids turned out to kind of be screw-ups. Your third kid shows a lot of promise, but you think he's going to just end up like the other kids? It's like, no. This kid is my last hope. This is my favorite kid. Don't tell the other kids. Daddy loves all his kids the same, except not really. Loki is the one I love the most. So, yeah. That's the best way to explain it. Loki's is the good kid. The one we actually care about. Okay, Quentin Lee with the $20 holla says, hard to argue with you on this one. I feel that they did a phenomenal job showing the complexity in a character like Sam Wilson, having to take up the mantle such as Captain America. As a person of color, it felt authentic. I'll tell you, man, as a person of not color, it felt authentic to me, too. I don't know if that counts for anything, but I agree with you that it did feel authentic. It's actually one of the best elements of the show. Frankly, it's the only element of the show that's, to me, Marvel quality. You know what I mean? Of a Marvel caliber quality. I think my big problem with it, and if you watch a lot of the content and streams that I've done, Quentin, is my problem with it is that I feel, and frankly, like maybe this doesn't make sense to some people, but I actually feel like it's unfair to black creatives to make the value that a corporation extracts out of them to be completely and solely based on a racial issue. To me, that feels a little weird. You know what I mean? Like, frankly, Malcolm Spellman is probably amazing and could write and make any fucking thing compelling and awesome. And that's not to say that it's not important to tell these stories and to have these representative ideas out there. But what I am saying is, when a show seemingly only nails one element, and that element is something like that, I actually think it sets the show up for not only a failure in terms of how the designed audience will interact with it, but even in the terms of how it will push social things forward. I don't think it helps anybody, or I could be wrong here, but I don't think it helps any cause to enter, let's say, a realm or a certain silo of entertainment or what have you, and to, within that model, make something other than the quality and value extracted out by its normal audience the thing that matters. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I'm getting lost in the gerbly jobbly. But what I'm saying to you is, you're absolutely right. I 100% agree with you, and it actually makes me hate the show even more, because what that means to me is, damn, like y'all could have had that and then made it a dope-ass show, and then everybody would be not only talking about it, but be forced to acknowledge the incredible quality and value done by those elements. Instead, the show's getting crapped on. Like, do you see where I'm at with it? Maybe that's a little too floaty in the clouds, but that's honestly how I feel. Colt Culprit says, could Steve really be on the moon? I mean, why not? Maybe getting involved with the Inhumans. You know, Colt, I've actually never considered that connection before, but it is interesting that the moon and the Inhumans, like the Inhumans were actually rumored heavily for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So now, with all the moon stuff that they said about Steve and the Inhumans being on the moon and Miss Marvel coming down the line, wow. That's pretty interesting, actually, Colt. It's a nice little connection that you've uncovered there. Nice little connection there, my friend. Nice little connection. Let's see here. Rogue Soul says, I will eventually get into the chat, guys. It's just I gotta do the supers. That's how it works. The supers get priority, of course. They're supporting the channel. It's incredible. It's amazing. We love you. Rogue Soul with the $5 holla says, I think another reason they're pushing Black Widow back is because they were afraid for it to be compared to the shows, which would have made them look worse. Ooh. Rogue Soul, what an interesting take. Could that be the case? Could that be the case? That Black Widow is so dope, they knew it would make their hacked back together shows look even worse? Wow. And Machine Gun Carter says, wow. With the Owen Wilson. I can't wait for Owen Wilson in that show, man. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, Machine Gun Carter. Marcus Navarro says, did Cap trade the Soul Stone back for Widow, or did he trade the soul of Captain America for Widow? Hence him getting old, a soul for a soul. That's an incredible idea, Marcus. I love that concept. I do not think that's what they're going to do with it, but I actually really like that idea. That is a very cool thing. I mean, you should do a fan fiction or something about that, because that is a really cool idea, man. And the fact that Cap and Natasha had such a cool relationship, especially during the blip, sort of sells it home even more. I like that. Logan Moe says, Josh, an example of what you're saying about social perfection was how they did Black Panther. Look at the difference. Yes, I mean, there are a lot of differences there, but yes, I do believe that you have a point by bringing that up. Okay, I'm going to knock these last three out, and then I just must look at the chat. I got to give some love to the chat, okay? Anka Seth with a $10 holler, or I don't know. It's a weird name. Sorry, man. The MCU from Avengers to Endgame, we had focus and could guess where it was going. We don't have that right now, and COVID is reshaping stories. Content is coming and don't know how things connect. That's true. And I think it's totally fair to bring that up. It's totally fair to be worried about that as a fan. My opinion, despite being pretty harsh on Marvel for these shows, if you're asking my opinion on it, I think it'll totally get fixed. I think it'll be absolutely fine. I just wish they had approached the PR with these shows a little bit differently, and the advertising as well. So I'm going to be harsh, but I'm also going to say I strongly feel that Marvel will figure this out and turn this around. Quentin says, I see your point there, and that is very valid, but I actually appreciate that realism in the position Spellman was in. Totally fair point back. Plus, it's a hard sell that they could have thrown something bigger at Sam to deal with. That's fair. A global threat with the use of high tech to employ most of the world, that's a grand scale villain as a group. Yeah, I agree with you. There. And I do think that, again, like, you're absolutely right. Spellman deserves even more credit for being put in that position and being able to do the good work that he does. I would also say that, man, like really and truly, I just do feel bad for both the creative teams for these shows. It's just super unfair, man. Nobody's fault, the pandy and everything like that. It really seems like Falcon the Winter Soldier was a special kind of mess that we might never legitimately get admitted to by Disney. So, again, all the credit in the world to him. And perhaps as an apology from the studio, they're bringing him back for Cap 4, which, I again, for me, it's like, I don't want a fucking apology promotion for the guy. The guy's amazing. And I would have loved to see his true vision, you know what I mean? So it's a mixed bag of emotions for me, you know what I mean? But generally speaking, I am pumped for Captain America 4. I think Malcolm Spellman is awesome. And I can't wait to see what he can do in a movie with a bigger budget, with no pandy, with no, hopefully not as much interference, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, man, I appreciate the thoughts back. Very, very, very good discourse there. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. What's up in the chat, y'all? Greetings from the UK. Big fan of the Den of Nerds. I agree wholeheartedly with your constructive criticism of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's awesome, man. Let's see here. What else is going on? If this is a low point for Marvel, it's not a bad low point to have, says Moonstars. Agreed there. Agreed there. Let's see here. I just asking so we can't super chat from the website. We're going to figure that out. You're the only douchebag on this show, LMAO. Don't know what that means, but I'll take it. I wear the douchebag shirt with pride. Old Henry Lee says, a real bone they should have thrown is Black Widow on Disney Plus for free. Brother, wow, do I agree with that. Wow, do I agree with that. Again, it's the perception of Disney. It's not even necessarily the reality of where they stand as a corporation, but it is that continued perception. And the more they seem elitist, the more they seem out of touch, the more they seem like they don't give a fuck, it's bad for the community. You know what I mean? It's bad for the community. So based off of what's released so far, I think Loki will be the show to start showing the audience the multiverse possibilities. I agree with you, and I think that's awesome. Michael Phantom says, it feels to me that WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier after Endgame are like Iron Man 3 in the Dark World after the Avengers. Just meh. Fair. Totally fair. Totally fair. Recast T'Challa. Recast T'Challa. Recast T'Challa. You know, it's funny. I saw something on Twitter. Somebody was saying maybe they should do a like a billboard for recasting T'Challa. And it's like, on the one hand, it's like I totally feel that, and I would love to get behind that, and maybe we could make something like that happen. But also, I think we need to see what Marvel's actually going to do before. So they might be recasting him. We just don't know. They could be doing a multiverse recast replacement thing, like technically what we have right now with Gamora. Gamora. What an interesting thing they did with that character, right? So we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Did I miss a super? Do I think we can see Venom and Tom Holland Spider-Man in a full MCU movie without legal problems? Probably not, but we could see Tom Holland over in a Sony movie, maybe. Should have bet you some nerd coin on Masvidal versus Usman. Yeah, you would have made it. You would have done it. You would have done it. I'll do you one better. What is Gamora? Recasting T'Challa is going to break immersion in a terrible way. It might. We don't know. I think it's unfair to make that statement without we see. A P.O. box is on the way. We're going to get it done. Look, we got the store up. We got the website up. I'm trying. By the way, is any of the items still available, or did everybody buy them all? You're from Earth? Yeah. You told us to remind you. You're doing great. Okay, that's fair, Abby. That's fair. Appreciate you. Much love. Much love. WandaVision was great. Y'all are tripping. I'm glad you liked it, Nathan. I'm glad you liked it, man. Nikki says, I'm on episode 5 of Invincible. I'm digging it so far. Are you going to be current for Thursday? Unpopular take, but WandaVision's finale was better than Falcon and the Winter Soldiers. Ooh, Kendall. Oh, you just triggered me real bad. Oh, I'm triggered. Oh, what if you're right, though? Oh, no. Oh, so many feelings. I don't know how to feel. Quinn Lee says, have you watched the show Neighbors on Netflix? I can't say that I have. I haven't really been on Netflix that much lately, though, to be honest. The Neighbor? No. No, man, I haven't checked it out. I'm excited for Jupiter's Legacy, though. Watch party for Invincible. We're doing it. We're doing a watch party for Invincible. We're doing it, baby. We're doing it. Invincible, The Boys, then these Marvel shows. Well, Trev, I'll tell you, that second season of The Boys, though, I did not like the second season of The Boys. Josh, is Cap 4 rumored or confirmed? It's all but confirmed. Marvel has not officially come out and said anything, but this was a Hollywood trade reporting about this. And if you just read between the lines, they not only reported about it, they also clarified, likely at the behest of Marvel Studios, that this is not the project where Chris Evans is coming back. So, I missed your message. My bad, brother. Let me see what you got going on here. Kansas City beef. Where you at? Where you at, brother? I don't see it, man. Here, let me try refreshing on this page. I don't see it on this page, man. I do not see it on this page, my guy. I'm sorry. And it should be picking everything up. So, my bad, man. I do not see it. RG2088 says, I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier gave me everything I wanted and expected. Expected a lived-in world. After WandaVision, I lowered my expectations. I feel Falcon and the Winter Soldier got better world-building characters and actually had a point. I would agree with a lot of your statements. I would agree with a lot of your statements there, RG, and I do appreciate you. Oh, you're doing trailer parodies? Oh, that's funny. That's cool. So, RG, I'm glad you liked it. Really and truly, I am. And by the way, dude, I like plenty of stuff that other people don't like. I don't care. You know, for instance, everybody crapped all over Cyberpunk 2077. I think it's literally one of the best games I've ever played. You know what I mean? I had a blast with that game, you know? I actually like Thor 2. Everybody hates the Dark World. I love the Dark World. I know, it's not that great. But I love Thor the Dark World. You know what I mean? I do. I just think there's, like, Malachi, even though he's, like, not that cool, like, dude, Dark Elves just do it for me, dude. It just does it for me, bro. I don't know how to explain it. So, like what you like, man. Like what you like. Yeah, for sure. I'll check out your channel, brother, but I just got, like, a million things going on, you know what I mean? The best way to, I mean, I don't know. You'd have to hit me at the right time with, like, a DM or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, Christian Bale's looking scary, faux show. I do not see Iron Fist appearing in Shang-Chi, but the Shang-Chi trailer looked amazing. Shang-Chi really impressed me. Hype for Bad Batch? I'm very hyped for Bad Batch, yeah. I'm very hyped for Bad Batch. Is that next Tuesday? Holy shit. Next Tuesday, y'all. Next Tuesday. Marvel had their chances. Now it's time for Bad Batch. Love you, Josh. Take my broke Avenger money. Right on, dude. Yeah. See the She-Hulk set pics? We know they're filming. Oh, yeah, man. She-Hulk's going to be great. By the way, it'll be awesome when Jim Carrey shows up as MODOK in She-Hulk. You didn't hear that from me. You doing theory tonight? Absolutely. We're doing some nerd theory tonight. Absolutely, we're doing some nerd theory. All right, y'all. I think we're going to call it there, okay? Yeah. By the way, go to denofnerdslive.com. Go to denofnerdslive.com. Just do it. I don't know. Just do it. All right, last super chat. Last super chat, and then I'm out. Surprise characters, I should say. I do agree it could have been much better, but I just wasn't as disappointed as I was with WandaVision. I felt the first TV shows are just phase one of the MCU. I think that's totally fair, RG. That is totally fair. I'm trying to be charitable while also trying to be real. You know what I mean? It's a line. It's a line. You know what I mean? It's a line to walk. So, yeah. Check it out. denofnerdslive.com. By the way, do not go to denofnerds.com. Apparently somebody bought that and is trying to scam people. We own the denofnerds.com, which is totally unfinished, and Stormy will never actually put all of his articles up there. Like, I've been trying to get Stormy to write articles for over 2 years. He never puts articles up on the website. So, we have the denofnerds.com, and then we have denofnerdslive.com. I know, it's confusing. Don't get scammed. We are not going to ask for your credit card information on the website. I would never do that. Don't put your credit card information on to a website trying to check us. You know what I mean? No, I didn't even try. I didn't even contact the people. I mean, maybe I should, but I know they're just going to try to overcharge. Scammer's going to scam, man. Oh, yeah. Nerdy News Rundown coming at you all week, Jedi Mike. Oh, yeah. Look, Zaza's so mad. So mad that I was talking about MODOK. MODOK not in She-Hulk. Bullshit nerds. MODOK not in She-Hulk. Says Zaza. Oh, Zaza, are you upset? How can I help you, Zaza? Were you not loved? Were you never hugged? Do you need a pat on the head, a tuffle of the hair? A pat on the head, a tussle of your hair? You'll be okay, Zaza. You'll be okay. All right, everybody. We're getting out of here. Make sure you check out the main channel at 6 p.m. where the Nerdy News Rundown, little update with all the stories and happenings of the day. We'll be dropping probably, if that Venom 2 trailer comes out, we'll do a reaction to that as well. Don't tell Zaza, he'll get all butthurt. Much love! As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video! Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? So, rumor is Spider-Man 3 As I predicted, that leak was real. Norman Osborn and Doc Ock, possibly as main villains, capturing all of the villains in our time stream and putting them into a raft-like prison. Interesting. We'll be talking about that more as well. Much love. Sorry, Zaza.